Back in 2019, Anthem launched with huge expectations. Like many of you, I had very high hopes when the first gameplay footage dropped. I was deep into Destiny 2 at the time and was craving for a fresh replacement. And seeing those early trailers with sleek javelins diving through the waterfalls and blasting hordes of enemies, I was sold. EA and BioWare promised an epic live service shooter where you suited up in a powerful exosuits and explore a vibrant, dangerous world. Instead, the game quickly, it collapsed. Players abandoned it, and even Anthem Next, the planned ground-up overhaul, that was cancelled in 2021. I figured the moment had come to let Anthem rest in peace, but in July, this month of 2025, with news that it's impending shutdown, I decided to give it one last chance before the servers go dark for good. Now, I still will be playing the game a little bit, and I'll also give it a try on the very last day of its inevitable shutdown. With the announcement from BioWare and EA that they will be closing Anthem servers on January 12th of 2026. Until then, the game will still be playable online, so give or take about 180 more days. But after that date, Anthem will be completely unplayable. As an always online title, it requires active servers to function, and I just can't imagine keeping a few servers running costs so much for publishers like EA. Feels like they just wanted to call it, sunsetting. A gentle word for a straight up killing the game. The shutdown flies in the face of the Stop Killing Games initiative as well, which urges publishers to provide a plan that lets players keep enjoying a game after its official support ends. There's no single player offline mode and no one-time kind of a download, nothing to preserve Anthem's world. It's just, it's gone. They say that they appreciate our support, but if they truly did, they'd keep the game alive, and at least in some form. When you load Anthem, the visuals genuinely do impress. Pre-rendered cutscenes look fantastic, characters move smoothly, and the planet's jungles and canyons catch the lights in ways that just feels next-gen. You begin in a Fort Tarsis, and a dusty hub city where NPCs stare blankly and hand out generic errands. Then you strap into the javelin, blast off, and descend into the valleys beneath the waterfalls. With molten lava glowing on the rocks, flying just feels so smooth and powerful. You dash, hover, and rocket through the air, just like Iron Man. You open the map and see mountains, rivers, caves, and hidden ruins beckoning you to explore. All that potential is real. The core gameplay, shooting from the sky, chaining abilities, unleashing missiles and blasts, just gives you that kind of a rush. Every javelin plays differently. The Colossus lands with a shockwave, the Interceptor darts through the air, with the Ranger offers balanced firepower, and the Storm, my favorite, rains down elemental magic. Switching javelins brings fresh tactics, and mastering each suit kept me coming back at first. But almost immediately, Anthem's promise, it collapsed. Fort Tarsis is lifeless, NPCs offer no real personality or side stories. Every mission boils down to go here, kill these guys, grab that, then return. There's just no real narrative drive. The story is a patchwork of half-formed ideas. It's just a looming catastrophe, freelancers with untapped potential, a barely sketched villain, just no choices matter, no character's growth. After 10 hours the main campaign just ends, and I hardly scratched the surface of what this world could have been. Shallow storytelling affects everything. Anthem ties each mission to narrative plot slices, so adding new content means recording fresh cutscenes for every quest. As content dried up, the world felt increasingly hollow. You queue for activities in Fort Tarsis, watch a loading screen, then pop into the zone. You never actually fly out of the hub. It's a fancy menu system in VR. The world looks great, but you just don't live in it. Free roam mode could have been quite a highlight, but it's just repeating the same tasks. Time trials, fetch quests, defend zones, kill waves of beasts. There's just no dynamic events or unmarked secrets. No town filled with people, no hidden side stories. You follow glowing icons on a HUD and never get lost. It's functional, but it just kills immersion. The map feels like an art piece, not a living ecosystem. Then there's loot. Anthem launched with a terrible drop rate and brutal RNG system. Over time, the average drop rates did improve, but grinding still felt pointless. Early in game meant replaying 3 story missions on higher difficulties for a greater chance. Later, they added strongholds, kinda like a mini dungeons rotating weekly. You run the same stronghold over and over to farm materials, then grind 4 tombs missions to roll an 80 level gear piece. That's it. 3 dungeons endlessly repeated. Even at the Grandmaster 3, basically meaning of a difficulty where you need teamwork, it's just the same kill boss grab loot loop. The strongholds genuinely did feel good, tight combat, epic battles, but without variety, it just goes stale real fast. Anthem's crafting system just doesn't help. Every time you create a gear, it has random inscriptions. If you don't like them, you use Masterwork Embers to re-roll the entire item, hoping for better stats. There's just no targets re-roll, so re-rolling god rolls in one is quite basically in 1 in a million lottery. Most loot turns into salvage, cosmetics are locked behind a rotating in-game store, not dropped in even in the world. You open a legendary chest and get a skin, but you still have to pay real money or seasonal credits to use it. That undercuts any thrill of discovery. Enemy design compounds the problem. Most mobs either die in one hit or soak bullets as gear score walls. There's just no smart AI. Enemies run straight at you or lock onto you. No flanking or tactics. Titans mix things up a bit, but they just are giant bullet sponges. As you climb Grandmaster tiers, bosses one-shot you if your gear isn't high enough. Instead of a clever mechanics, difficulty means thicker health bars and tighter dodge windows. It just feels lazy. Better enemy tactics could have offset a repetition, but instead you watch spawn points until the next boss appears. Still, I can't deny the core thrill. Flying and shooting in Anthem is very unique. It nails that blockbuster feel, hovering over the cliff edge, unleashing a flamethrower burst, then boosting skyward as our rockets streak past. There's a visceral joy in the chaining abilities, detonating storm grenades, rocket punch a squad, then zip into the safety before the ground explodes. The animations are smooth, and every javelin gear feels weighty. It's a shame that it's just such a strong foundation is undermined by everything around it. After dozens of hours, I logged in hoping for a hidden gem, a secret side quest, anything that reminds me of why this world mattered. I did find some players in Grandmaster 3 jamming together. Well, that was quite fun for the first dungeon of any season, but again, Anthem still feels hot and spicy at the time, but once I cleared it, a few times, 5 times, the magic just wore off. I knew the loop: run strongholds, collect orange engrams, grind tombs, salvage loot, repeat. No new story, no fresh encounters, no reason to stick around. The cycle was brutal. I started each session excited, then drifted away bored. Anthem never recovered from that kind of a sharp drop-off. Now with the shutdown date set for January of 12th of 2026, I wanted to come back again to savor what's left of Anthem's movement, its combat and its style. But after 180 days, none of it will exist any longer. Unless ZDEyE and BioWare surprises us with an offline edition or a sequel, even though that's very much doubtful. It's not just disappointing, it's a loss of a unique piece of game design. Many players have picked up this game while it was on sale, but that experience will unfortunately end abruptly next January. You know, looking back, I'm quite torn. I respect the ambition. BioWare built an engine that lets you feel like a superhero in the combat trials. They created a world dripping with style and promise, but ambition without flow through it's just as a tease. Good live service games evolve, they add events, stories, gear, systems. Anthem ended its evolution too soon. Anthem Next could have fixed its holes, but it died before even begun. So where does Anthem stand today? It's a textbook case of so close yet so far. The flying and combat still shines, but the lack of the living world, a compelling story, varied missions, satisfying loot, and smart enemies makes it unsustainable. As I say goodbye, I feel both relief and regret. Relief that I can move on, and regret that the concept with so much potential ended up hollow. Anthem is a reminder, great mechanics aren't enough. You need a world that grows, a story that matters, and rewards that keep you coming back. Without those, even though most exhilarating flight paths leads nowhere. If you feel the same, perhaps maybe consider signing in that Stop Killing Games initiative and let publishers know we deserve better for the games that we love. Thank you so much for watching, like and subscribe. See you guys all, and have a wonderful day.